whatever you eat, you become a powerful. So a human being that has ate of this world will become a part of this world on account of what he has eaten. He is sustained. Yeshua said, man shall not live by bread alone. So there is a kind of life for man in bread. And then there's a kind of life for man in the word of God. Are we still together? The reason why a lot of people cannot function in the spirit is because they've not eaten of that which is life in the spirit. The question is, do you know how to eat in the spirit? There is a life that is eaten. Yeshua said, if you eat my body and drink my blood, there's a life that is eaten in the spirit. A spiritual food that empowers the spiritual life, the spiritual you. And there's a physical food that empowers the carnal life. What you feed is what becomes powerful. Why is it that many spiritual men who found God in solitude? The solitude there is the absence of the external influence of this world from the soul, and then the absence of the life in this world on account of food. So there is the feeding of our soul that has blood our spiritual senses. What does the feeding of your soul attack? It attacks divine wisdom and understanding. When you become wise in this world, you become foolish in the world to come. When you become wise to this world, you become foolish to the world to come. There is a wisdom that comes from scriptures. That wisdom is light on its own. That is the first life you encounter. When you begin to do that which God commands, what happens is that your heart in the spirit kickstarts. And when your heart kickstarts, by the word of God, you come alive. So your life becomes the life of the word of God that you have in you. This is why his word has to be hidden inside you. There is a life form that the word of God takes within a man. And from that life form, light begins to come because the word of God is light. And that light forms a spiritual altar. And that spiritual altar becomes a portal into the world to come. Do you understand me? You will not hear God until you first heard God. If you've heard God, you will now begin to hear God. Do you understand what I just said? Yes. So a lot of people cannot hear God, not because God is not close to them, but because they have no medium through which they can hear from God. Whenever they met a prophet in those days, they would say the word of God is in his mouth. Meanwhile, the Bible shows us what it means for the word of God to be in the mouth of a prophet. The prophet has to eat the word first. The word will enter his mouth and into his belly. So whenever he spoke from that which is in his belly. And that which is in his belly is the books of prophecy that has been given to him to prophesy on it. The word of God is the meditations of the one who is holy. When you lie on your bed, is by the light of the word of God that gives you understanding. You see, when you receive the word of God, it becomes wisdom into you. Wisdom is actually a system, a program that is installed in a man. And when this wisdom comes, through wisdom, you will hear the words of knowledge. It is the word of God that speaks to you that gives you knowledge. And because of the knowledge you've received, by wisdom, you are going to receive the skill of knowledge and then understanding.